In 2008, I was framed for murder and wrongfully convicted by the office of Kamala Harris, sentenced 50 to life in prison. It took me 5.5 years to ultimately get back in the trial due to prosecutorial misconduct, and it took me another year to go to my second trial, to which I was vindicated by a jury of my peers. When I got convicted, Kamala Harris was in the courtroom. When I got sentenced 50 to life in prison, Kamala Harris was in the courtroom. When I look back and I seen her, she was smiling. And she did that stupid ass laugh that she do right now. This shit ain't funny.
No, it's not funny. Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. Today, I have Jamal Trulove. You may have heard of him. He was the man that was wrongfully convicted back in 2007. He was framed for murder by Kamala Harris's office. We are going to talk about that today. You guys have got to see this. But before we get further into it, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Now let's get back into it. And here we're talking about Jamal Trulove, and I just wanted to read you some things about him. It says, meet Jamal Trulove, an innocent man who was wrongfully convicted by Kamala Harris when she was in San Francisco as their DA. Jamal spent over 6 years in prison before he was finally set free. The first time Jamal met Kamala was when she showed up to celebrate his wrongful sentencing. She has never apologized. You know, we got to talk about this whole identity politics thing because this has been going around about her history. A lot of people are going to choose to support her just because they don't want Donald Trump in office. But when it comes down to it, she has done a lot of harm. And, you know, we have to look at a person's history and what they actually do. What they do is who they are, not necessarily what they say.
I never talked to no detective, no police officer, no DA, nobody.
Just arrested and then charged.
Arrested and charged. That's it.
Was the first time you saw Kamala Harris in person the day that the verdict was issued?
She showed up at the two most pivotal times in this first trial, and me being convicted and me being sentenced. She wanted to be present for a celebration of a conviction.
So it felt like she was celebrating over his conviction, his wrongful conviction, I might add you.
You can't be a sore loser. Your candidate didn't make it there. My candidate didn't make it there. But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to get behind the candidate that is in front of us, and that's Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So if you wanted my answer and you wanted, if you thought you was going to get something else, hey, you must not know me enough. At the end of the day, I'm going to say it again. At the end of the day, I'm not going to fall into that Trump trick bag, and I suggest you don't either. Y'all make sure, man, y'all go and rock the vote for Biden and for Kamala. Peace.
Now, this is the same man this was August of 2020, so that's been some years ago. This was when she ran, was running with, Biden, and he's going to still vote for her. This is the woman that is responsible. Her office was responsible for him having to serve more than 6 years in a high security prison in which he was stabbed. I read a report that this man was actually stabbed while in prison, and she's responsible for it. But yet you saw this was from 4 years ago. He was still not going to vote for Trump. If that's not serious derangement, I don't know what is, because if someone had done me like that and laughed at my conviction and laughed at my sentencing because they cared more about making a name for themselves than my life and my family taking me away from my loved ones, and I would still vote for them, there is no way in hell I would do that. So this is how strong the Democrats have a hold on the Black community. Is so strong. This is Jamal Trulove. I mean, he said he was wrongfully convicted by Kamala Harris. Maybe he's changed his mind. That was 4 years ago. I'm hoping he is not thinking like that again, because that absolutely makes no sense, especially when you're talking about Donald Trump, who's actually done prison reform. That is what we need to remember. So when we're talking about a man that has spent 6 years in a high security prison, framed, and there was evidence that Kamala Harris could have brought forth that could have proven that he was innocent, but she did not allow it to go forth, that she actually framed him. And those were his words that he used, that she framed him. So, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. I'm hoping he doesn't feel that way now. He was sentenced to 50 years in prison, served 6. Thank God he only served 6. And here's something else about Kamala Harris. This is right here. It says one of Harris's most controversial decisions came in 2004 when she declined to pursue the death penalty against the man who murdered San Francisco police officer Isaac Espinosa. At the funeral, Senator Dianne Feinstein delivered a eulogy in which she criticized Harris, who was in the audience, prompting a standing ovation from the hundreds of officers in attendance. Harris would be shunned by police unions for the next decade. Wow. This man, Jamal Trulove, he had a hard time, but we saw 4 years ago he was still going to vote for Kamala Harris. And Biden, will he vote for Kamala Harris now that she's the supposed Democrat nominee for president? Will he do that? Will he actually do that? I'm thinking he has to have changed his mind. My goodness, I just can't even imagine. This man said that Kamala Harris actually framed him. Framed him. Not just, actually framed him. And there are other posts on X saying it was someone else by the name, I believe, of Linda Allen that was responsible, but she worked in Kamala Harris's office. See, the Dems are trying to rewrite history, trying to sanitize Kamala Harris's horrible record, but it's going to stink to high heaven. There's no sanitation for that. And he even said in a video, Jamal himself said she smiled and smirked when he got his sentencing. And he said it wasn't funny. So, are we going to believe others, or are we going to believe the person whose life that she actually affected in a horrific way? You all tell me what you think. What do you think about Kamala Harris? Do you think that her history as a district attorney in San Francisco will negatively impact her presidential run? Or do you think the media would do such a great job of smearing Donald Trump that she will walk away unaffected? You all give me your comments. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. On my way to 50,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for your support. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America. And as they always say, march on, warriors.